was standing near a window and looking at the sky. His eyes were dark, like hiding a million of secrets inside it. Then he took out the lighter from his pocket and the packet of the cigarette, and before placed it between his teeth, he flamed it, before starting to smoke to release a bit of his anger. He was blowing the smoke into the air. His eyes were still on the sky. Suddenly someone knocked on the door. "Jungkook, come in." Someone entered to his room and without saying a single word, he bowed to him. "Jungkook, speak," in his cold voice. "Guard, we found him, boss. He is into the room." He closed his eyes in satisfaction, like he was waiting for this news for so long. A devilish smirk appeared on his lips. "Jungkook, you go. I'm coming." He bowed to him and left from the room. "Jungkook, finally, the game is begun. Now no one can save him from me," he mumbled and threw the cigarette into the floor and pressed it with the tip of his shoes. Then he came out from his room. During walk toward the basement, he took off his coat and gave it one of his guard. His aggression into the walk was clearly showing that if anyone come between his way, he will never hesitate to kill him. The anger and pain was visible on his face. Memories of his horror past was flashing into his mind. He opened his scarf buttons and folded his sleeves up to his elbows, which revealed his tattooed arm, but his muscular body was giving a hard time to his shirt. He entered to the basement and without wasting any more second, he took the metal rod to his hand and hit onto the man which was in front of him. A painful scream echoed into the room. "Man, please forgive me. I did nothing." He smirked and looked at him with his bloodshot eyes. "Jungkook, nah, really you think you did nothing?" He gritted his teeth and wiped his sweat from his forehead. "Man, I even don't know you. Please let me go." "Jungkook, how will you not remember me? Because on that time I was a kid?" He frowned his brows and the man looked toward his face and his mouth got wide open in shock. "No, it can't be, no." He smirked and came closer to his face and held his jaw tightly and inserted his nail into his skin. His hot breath was touching his face. "Jungkook, look at me. Come on, you. Don't get afraid. I'm your friend, remember? Come on, you're not that much old now." His whole body shivering badly. "Man, please, I beg you, let me go, please." He leave his jaw and come toward his guard and take the gun from his pocket. "Jungkook, forgiveness." Smirk. What you say? Forgive me. This word is not exist into my dictionary. "Man, please, I have a family. Please forgive me." "Jungkook, don't worry. Your family is already met with the god. You are the only one left. Now it's time to send you there." He became shocked after listening his family death. "Jungkook, come on. Why are you so surprised? That is called karma. What you did, good or bad, what you put out come to you." Smirk. "And please, I have a lot of money. I will give it to you." A drop of sweat dropped from his forehead and he sat into the chair and looked toward him with his deadliest eyes. "Jungkook, why? My satisfaction will come from your screams, not from your money." "Man, then take what you want, but please spare my life." He was staring him like a tiger looking toward his prey. His bloodshot eyes was clearly showing that he will not leave him, but still he tried everything for his life. He was ready to give his all money to him, but he don't know that this devil is more powerful than his thought. "Jungkook, shut up. Shut your mouth. Tell me about the foreman. Who was with you on that night?" He slightly cursed his bro. "Man, what do you mean by that fourth man?" "Jungkook, the man who was at the black jacket on that night." His burning gaze fell on him. The fear was clearly visible on his face. His voice was trembling. His whole body was shivering because of fear. "Man, he was Hwang Song Woo." Now you get it what you want. Leave me now. A devilish smirk appeared on his lips. Jungkook, now I want to tell you one thing. That karma is the bitch. And without wasting any second, he pointed his gun toward that man and shoot all the bullet on his body. Jungkook looked toward his guard. Jungkook, you know what you need to do. Burn his body like he's never existed in this world. On, okay boss. Then he walked out from the room. After a few minutes he entered to the washroom and his eyes landed on the mirror. He took off his shirt and looked towards his reflection. His body was full with the marks, like someone tagged his body with hot metal rod. Then he opened the tap and let the water flow on his body. He put his hands on the wall and take his head down into the shower. The water was flowing from his muscular body. 2002. A cute little boy entered to his parents' room. He took small, quiet steps and came to the bed. He looked toward his mom and kissed on her cheek. She opened her eyes and looked toward his son with full of love. Mom, Jungkook, what are you doing here? Why you did not sleep? Huh? Suddenly a loud thunderstorm voice made him scared. Jungkook quickly hugged his mom tightly. Jungkook, Mama, I'm scared. Please save me. She smiled on his cuteness and hugged him. He hid his face under the blanket. Mom, Jungkook, come on, my brave boy. It's just a thunderstorm. Don't get scared. You have to be strong. He took out his head from the blanket and looked toward his mom with his doe eyes. Jungkook, but Mom, I'm scared from darkness. She smiled and kissed on his cheek. Mom, you are my strong boy. You are not scared from anything, you know? Darkness is also our friend. Jungkook, how, Mommy? Mom, because after every night we welcome bright morning, which bring lots of happiness in our life, and only at night we can see your favorite stars, right? He smiled and hugged his mom. Jungkook, Mom, you know, you are the best. I love you. Mom, I love you too. Suddenly someone knocked on the door. Her smile faded away from her lip and she looked at Jungkook. Mom, Jungkook, wait here, okay? I'm coming. He rubbed his eyes cutely. Jungkook, Mom, don't go. I'm scared. Present time, he opened his eyes and came out from the shower and changed his dress. He take his phone. Jungkook, come to my room. After a few minutes, someone knocked on the door. Manager, may I come in, boss? He was looking toward outside from the window. Jungkook, come. He entered to the room and walked near to Jungkook. Manager, bow. Boss, you call me. Jungkook, He placed the glass on the nightstand and sat on the chair. Jungkook, I want all information about Hwang Sung-woo, where he lived, about his business, family and friends, each and everything about him. Manager, bow. As you said, sir, give me some time. Jungkook, no. I need all information on tomorrow. Manager, okay boss. Then he left from the room. He again looked toward the sky and mumbled, Jungkook, you can't save yourself from me, Hwang Sung-woo. Your end is near. Next morning, Hwang Sung-woo mansion. A man came down from the stairs and looked at the decorations. He was very happy today because his lovely daughter is getting married. Mr. Hwang, I want everything perfect and it will be so beautiful that no one saw this type of wedding before. Alina, don't worry sir, everything will be arranged as like your wish. Mr. Hwang, okay, thank you. He called the maids. Mr. Hwang, where is my princess? Maids, sir, ma'am is still sleeping. Mr. Hwang, this girl have no any idea that today she's going to marry. You call the beauticians, I wake her up. He knocked on her door. Mr. Hwang, my princess, get up. please, today's your wedding. She put the pillow on her face and shouted, Wayun, please dad, let me sleep. He entered her room and looked toward his whole world, which is his daughter. He sat beside her and ruffled her hairs. Mr. Hwang, today is your last day with me. You don't want to spend time with your dad? She moved the pillow from her face and looked at him. His eyes was full of tears. She got up and hugged her dad. Wayun, Dad, why are you so sad? After wedding, I will be still in Korea. I'm not going anywhere. He rubbed his tear. Mr. Hwang, but still, your husband have a right on you, more than me. She looked at him. Wayun, no one have a right on Wayun Hwang. I only belong to my dad, that's it. Mr. Hwang, but still you can't change the fact that you have to live with him. Wayun, no, I'm only your daughter, that's it. He smiled on her cuteness and kissed on her forehead. Mr. Hwang, now the beauticians are coming, you have to be ready, okay? He smiled and left from the room. Suddenly her eyes landed on her balcony. She moved the doorway from her body and got down from the bed and walked toward the balcony. Wayun, why are you worried? You have to be happy. What is wrong with you? Wayun? She mumbled to herself and then she put her hand on her heart. Suddenly her eyes landed on the bird. She became frightened and shouted. She breathed heavily. Wayun, the bird is dead? It's okay. Maybe because of cold she got tied here. She called the maids. After a few minutes the maids entered to her room. Wayun, take this bird from here. She walked toward the washroom for a shower, but she got stopped on the spot and listened their talk. Maid, what is wrong today? It's the fourth bird I'm picking up from the morning. Next maid, so what? Maybe they got died because of cold. Maid, no, it's not a good sign. It's never happened before. You know, in our village, my elders tell me, if in the wedding house you found dead birds, that's mean. Something is terrible going to happen, and it's a sign of death. She turned and shouted on them, Wayun, stop this nonsense. It's just a bird, and all of this you are talking about now is just a false myth. Maid, but ma'am, Wayun, just get out from here, right now. They both bowed and left from her room. Wayun, no, don't think about this nonsense. They are just a fool. Jungkook mansion. He did not sleep whole night and waiting for the file. Suddenly his manager knocked on the door. Jungkook, come in his cold voice as usual. John, sir, the file. He put the file on the table and walked away from the room. Jungkook take the file and read all the details. Suddenly a devilish smirk appeared on his lips. Jungkook, oh, so today his daughter is getting married. Then he put the file back. Jungkook, so it's the perfect time to attend this wedding. Then he came out from his room and looked toward the maid. Jungkook, is he fine? Maid nodded his head as yes. He entered the room. Jungkook, Baba, I'm here. He turned and looked toward his grandson with his proud face. Mr. Jeon, so my grandson is here. I hope everything will be fine. Jungkook, yes, but actually better. Here, I'm telling you something really important. Mr. Jeon, what? He looked at him and cursed his brows. Jungkook, I found our last target. He became quiet and tears rolled down from his cheek. Mr. Jeon, you don't have any idea how much I'm waiting for this news. He rubbed his tears from his fingers. Jungkook, so what you want? Mr. Jeon, don't give him easy death. Make it worse how much it can possible. Jungkook, don't worry. I waited for this day for my whole life, and I promise it will be not an easy death. Today, he will see hell from his eyes. He smirked and hugged his grandfather. Mr. Jeon, go, take your revenge and make yourself free from this pain which you taken into your heart for so long. He nodded his head and walked outside from the mansion. Hwang mansion. Beautician, ma'am, you're looking very beautiful, but why your smile is missing from your face? Suddenly her auntie came from the back and put his hand on her shoulder. Auntie, because she can't leave us. She's worried for her father. Vayun looked toward beauticians. Vayun, give us some moment alone, please. She nodded her head and came out from the room. Then Vayun talked about the morning incident. Auntie, are you crazy? These are just false myths, which are just made by this village people. That it's okay, don't worry. Today's your special day. Be happy. Everyone is coming, okay? She hugged her auntie. Vayun, I hope everything will be fine. Auntie, now smile. Everyone is waiting for the bride. A smile appeared on her lip, but still her tension did not release. Suddenly her father entered to the bridal room. He became stunned after watching his beautiful daughter in bride dress. She got up and looked toward her father. With bright smile, he came closer to her and kissed on her forehead with full of tears. Vayun, Dad, come on, today's my wedding. Not at least this time. I don't want to see tears in your eyes. Mr. Wu, my beautiful sunshine is getting married, and you say I don't cry either? Vayun, so now let's go. Come on. She held her father's hand and walked toward the stage. She tied the grip around her father's hand. Mr. Wu, are you fine, princess? She looked toward her father with a smile. Then her eyes landed on Jackson, who were looking toward her with a smile. And finally, the time is come when his one-sided love story is now completing. Vayun, smile and get shy after seeing his happiness. She came near to him and he offered his hand to Vayun. Mr. Wu, take care of her. She is my princess. Jackson held her hand with a smile. Jackson, but now she is my princess. Vayun blushed on his words. He looked toward her with full of love. But Jackson noticed her tension. Jackson, is everything fine? Vayun, yes? Jackson, I'm your friend from childhood. At least don't lie to me, my teddy. Vayun, come on, stop calling me this. At least not now. We are going to marry soon. Jackson, I don't care, but I always tease you like this. Vayun, let's see who will tease me after marriage. She smirked. Priest, may I need your attention, bride and groom? Jackson, okay, sir, you get our attention. Then the priest started the prayer and he comes to the main walls. Priest, may I ask to you, Mr. Park Jackson, are you taking Miss Vayun as your wife? Jackson looked toward Vayun, who was already looking toward him with bright smile. Jackson, yes, I do. Priest, now, Miss Vayun, are you ready to take Mr. Park Jackson as your husband? She looked at him with a smile, but suddenly her smile faded away after watching a man who was pointing his gun toward Jackson. She was about to shout, but before her voice came out, someone shot directly on Jackson's head. She became shocked. Her eyes can't believe what all of this happened. His body fell on the floor and the blood splashes on her white dress. And just in the blink of eyes, the voice of gunshot echoed into the room. All the guests are shouting for the help, but now everything is over. There was a blood into the floor, and all the Hwang family bodyguards are died. Their bodies on the floor, and no one can do anything. Vayun was still looking toward Jackson's body. Mr. Hwang was on his knees, and two Jungkook guards pointed their guns on his head. Mr. Hwang, Vayun, my princess, go from here. Go to your room. There was a pin drop silence. All the guests are captured by the demon. Their heads were down and their eyes were closed because his guards still pointed their gun on them. And someone entered the mansion. Jungkook entered into the grand hall and his deadly glare landed on Hwang. He walked toward him with anger. Everything was clear on his face, and he held the chair and dragged it in front of him and said, a devilish smirk appeared on his lips after seeing him like this. Jungkook, wow, what a scene! I wish someone would be there so he can take picture of us, right? Hwang looked at him with his full of anger eyes. Hwang, you don't have any idea what you're doing. I will make your life hell. He gritted his teeth. Jungkook looked at him with his furious eyes and come closer to his face. Jungkook smirked. I lived in hell. You don't know how the hell looked like, but now you will know the taste of hell. He was talking to him, but suddenly Wayun's sobs caught his attention. A devilish smirk appeared on his lips, and he looked toward her with his side eyes. Hwang noticed it. Hwang, no, don't put her between us. You want to kill me, then do it, but not her. He walked toward her with his burning eyes and sensually roamed on her entire body, before returning his gaze back to Hwang. She was frozen on the spot and her eyes on still Jackson's body. He smirked after seeing tears in her eyes. Jungkook, so that is your weak point, right? Your heart? She was lost into her thought, but suddenly she felt firm finger on her jaw. Jungkook turned her face to make her look into his eyes. Tearing gasps came out from her mouth. Jungkook, so Hwang, instant of your life, your daughter is mine. Hwang got panic and fear. Hwang, don't do this. If you want my life, then take it, but not her. She is innocent. Leave her. A smirk appeared on his lips, and he tilted his head and looked at him with his burning eyes. Jungkook, okay, then beg in front of me to leave her. There was an evil grin on his face, the devilish smirk plastered on his lips. He joined his both hands and got down on his knees. He begged in front of him. Jungkook, put your head down now. He put his head down. Hwang, please leave her. Please, I beg you. Jungkook, it's such a heavenly feeling today, watching you like this. Then he come closer to his face and hold his jaw hardly and tighten his grip. Jungkook, but I don't have a heart for beggars. Then he take out his gun and pointed toward him. Jungkook put his finger on the trigger and about to shoot him. Suddenly her voice make him stop. Wayun, leave my father. I will go with you. Please, let him go. He took deep breath and turned his head in her direction. Jungkook, princess, but you got late to speak. And into the blink of eyes, he shoot all the bullets on him. She ran toward his father, but he held her wrist and yanked her body to his. Jungkook, now you belong to me till your last breath. Wayun, no, you can't leave me. Please, Dad, open your eyes. Look at me. Her eyes landed on his father's blood. She shouted for help and begged in front of him. Wayun, please help him. Please, somebody help me. Jungkook, why are you shouting, girl? Your screams are not listened by anyone of them. Look at them. They all are helpless. She hugged her father's body and cried out of her heart. Wayun, please come back, Dad, please. Her tears, her scream are not affecting his devil heart. He came closer to her and sat beside her and looked at her face with his burning eyes. Jungkook, now it's time to go, princess. He traveled his fingers on her back. Then he held his wrist and tied her grip. After feeling his touch on her wrist, she pushed him away from her, but again held her wrist and this time tightened his fist around it and yanked her body at him. She fell on his chest. He looked at her with his dark burning eyes and held her jaw. Jungkook, don't piss me off, right? You don't know you are playing with the fire right now. Tears rolled down from her eyes and he came closer to her face. His hot breath was touching her face. She closed her eyes because of fear. Now she can't see into his eyes, which was full of hate. Jungkook, I will make your life hell. Let's go, princess. Tearing gas left from her mouth. Wayun, no! You tried to run away from his grip, but Jungkook grabbed her wrist and the back of her body hit on his chest. He pressed his, called, against her stomach, smirk, Jungkook, now you belong to this devil princess. You can't run away from me that much easily. His husky voice rang in her ear. So cooperate with me, otherwise I will not hesitate to kill you. Why? No, let me go. She began kicking her leg and calling his dad name, but his begging not got answer. Jungkook, be a good girl. He was looking demonic with that range plastered on his face. This man could kill her right here, but this time no one could face her from him. His dark eyes were bursting through her. He held so much fire in them. She could feel her body heating up. Then he dragged her out from the mansion. Her eyes were still on her father. He came outside and threw her inside the car. Jungkook, everything is done. John, yes boss. Then he take out the lighter and flame it. And with a devilish smirk, Jungkook, now go to hell, 𝙈𝙬𝙀.